The promise of the secret code. There's a contradiction almost no one dares to talk about. The Bible never condemned money. It condemned slavery. What if I told you that many of the most prosperous men in biblical history weren't blessed by luck, but by strategy? And what if I told you there's a three-step code hidden in the story of Joseph, the man who walked out of prison to become the administrator of the most powerful empire of his time, and that this same code can pull you out of your financial prison today? But here's the warning. If you ignore step 2, you will never escape financial slavery. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 5 investments the Bible explicitly recommends, and that most Christians ignore. The invisible mistake that keeps people praying for prosperity while sabotaging their own growth. And later, around minute 8, I'll show you why 90% of people who ask for prosperity are actually pushing money away without realizing it. Stay until the end, because only those who make it there will gain access to the secret phrase that shifts the frequency of your entire week. And believe me, this isn't cheap motivation. It's biblical strategy. The common mistake, the slave mentality. Let's start with an uncomfortable question. Are you really tired? Or just comfortable in your scarcity? The people of Israel left Egypt, but Egypt never left their minds. They were physically freed, but they kept thinking like slaves. And this is where the first financial mistake begins. An immediate consumption mindset. A slave doesn't think about multiplication. A slave thinks about surviving the day. And many people today do the same. They receive, they spend, they complain, they pray, they repeat. That's not a financial cycle. That's captivity. Proverbs 21 verse 20 says, "The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down." Do you see it? The problem was never earning too little. The problem is devouring everything. Here is the first investment the Bible recommends, and almost no one teaches. Strategic reserve. Joseph didn't save Egypt by producing more. He saved it by storing during the years of abundance. 7 years of preparation. 7 years of strategic harvesting. Now think, if a global crisis started tomorrow, would you panic? Or would you be prepared? Focus challenge. If you recognize the mistake I just mentioned, the invisible cycle keeping you stuck, comment right now. I saw it. Because recognizing the mistake is the first act of freedom. But the truth goes even deeper. The biblical revelation, the hidden law. There is a law that governs prosperity in the Bible. And it's not emotional. It's mathematical. Ecclesiastes 11 verse 2 says, "Invest in 7 ventures. Yes, in 8. For you do not know what disaster may come upon the land." That's diversification. Long before Wall Street. Long before any modern finance book. The Bible was already teaching. Never put everything in one place. Smart diversification. Not just money. Time. Talents. Income streams. Are you dependent on a single source? Then you're vulnerable. Now pay close attention. In the middle of this dense explanation, there's a key word. If you write this word down, you'll understand the secret of Proverbs 22. The word is leverage. Proverbs 22 verse 7 says, "The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender." This isn't condemnation. It's a warning. Debt without strategy is slavery. But strategic leverage is multiplication. Do you see the difference? If you ignore this, you'll keep asking for prosperity while financing your own prison. And this is where Joseph's 3-step code begins. Step 1, interpreting the crisis. He understood the timing. Step 2, strategic administration. He stored and organized. Step 3, positioning for authority. He became indispensable. If you fail at step 2, you will never reach step 3. But there's something else almost no one realizes. And we're going there now. The secret of multiplication. Jesus told a parable that makes many people uncomfortable. The parable of the talents. 1 received 5, another 2, another 1. 2 multiplied, 1 buried. Who was condemned? The one who lost. No, the one who refused to multiply. Active multiplication. It's not enough to preserve. You must grow. Direct question. Are you burying your talents? Or multiplying them? Now comes the mindset challenge. Close your eyes for 5 seconds. Imagine your financial life 10 years from now if you keep doing exactly what you're doing today. Now imagine what it would look like if you applied discipline, diversification, and multiplication for the next 7 years. Which image hurts more? That pain is revelation. And here's something almost no one teaches. Biblical prosperity is tied to purpose. When Abraham prospered, it wasn't to show off. It was to bless nations. Strategic generosity. It's not emotional charity. It's seed. Luke 6 verse 38 says, "Give, and it will be given to you." But notice the order. First you give, then it returns. Most people want to reverse the process. And this is why 90% of people who pray for prosperity are actually pushing money away. They ask for increase, but don't develop capacity. They ask for harvest, but don't plant. They ask for open doors, but don't become trustworthy. Money is an amplifier. If you're disorganized, it amplifies chaos. If you're disciplined, it amplifies impact. And there's still one crucial investment left. Perhaps the most neglected of all, the 7-day action plan. The fifth investment is the most powerful and the most ignored. Applied wisdom. Proverbs is a financial manual disguised as a spiritual book, but knowledge without action is illusion. So here's your practical plan for the next 7 days. Day 1, list all your debts. No emotion, just numbers. Day 2, cut one invisible expense. Day 3, set aside 10% for a strategic reserve. Day 4, study a new skill that can generate income. Day 5, give intentionally. Day 6, plan 3 future income streams. Day 7, strategic silence. Reflect and adjust. No instant miracle, just biblical discipline. Now here's a painful question. What will your children say about your financial legacy 20 years from now? That you survived? Or that you built something? You want to inherit promises, but are you willing to inherit responsibility? The final challenge and the secret phrase. If you made it this far, you are part of a minority. And as promised, here is the secret phrase that shifts the frequency of your week. I manage today what God will multiply tomorrow. Repeat this for the next 7 days. Out loud, with conviction. Tribe challenge. Comment now, I manage. Because biblical prosperity doesn't begin in your wallet. It begins in your mind. In the next video, I'll reveal how to get out of debt using a forgotten principle from Proverbs that almost no one applies correctly. But that is for those who have decided to leave slavery behind. The final question is simple. Do you want a miracle or do you want a method? Choose wisely.